You can reach them at 909-528-9759. That's 909-528-9759 for Tender Hearts TLC.
You're listening to an encore presentation of this program, KCAA, the Inland Talk Express.
Well, good afternoon. So if some of you are wondering, where is Tim? Well, if you kind of look to the left or right, whichever way you're viewing, we are very happy. Today is a really special band, and I'm really happy to have on. So today we have Vicky and the Vengeance on today.
Hello.
And I'm so happy that Tim is part of this band now. So he loves this music, and I'm so happy he found his fit.
That makes two of us.
Yes.
We jumped him in.
Yeah. So you are tuned in once again to Rockin' Rhythm Radio. We are KCAA Radio. You can watch us on www.rockinrhythmradio.com, kcaaradio.com, as well as now on YouTube Live. If you go to KCAA, you can actually watch us live there. And you are listening also to 106.5, 102.3 FM, and 1050 AM. So what we're going to do is spin a record, and then we'll come back straight into Vicky and the Vengeance.
Yeah.
You make me tingle with every squeeze. You start to tremble way down in my knees. But baby, tell me, oh tell me please, is it true love? Your magic kisses thrill me so, and when you're smiling, I can't say no. But tell me, baby, I gotta know. Is it true love? Yeah, tell me, baby. Is it love? I wanna know now. Is it love? Somebody tell me. Is it love? Is it true love? Somebody help me. Is it love? Yeah, yeah, help me. Is it love? Won't someone tell me? Is it love? Is it true love? Yeah. love? I wanna know now. Is it love? Somebody tell me. Is it love? Is it true love? Somebody help me. Is it love? Yeah, yeah, help me. Is it love? Won't someone tell me? Is it love? Is it true love? Somebody help me. Is it love? Yeah, yeah, help me. Is it love? Won't someone tell me?
Alrighty, so we are back, and I'm really excited because we have Vicky and the Vengeance on, and I also get to hound my co-host a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. I'm really proud of him.
Thank you.
But welcome, guys, and I
Thank you. Thank
if
you for having us.
Yes, and if you see a familiar face, also this is Vicky, Vicky Tafoya from Vicky and the Big Beat, so and the Redondos, and Matt, and we have Mario on drums. So welcome, welcome. So I'm really
Incognito,
excited.
but not really.
So why don't we just take it away with the song and get started here?
Okay.
You got it.
This one's called Shauna.
Joe's over here clapping away, and I was doing a live feed, and everybody's just loving it. And then some that are loyal fans to you are seeing a different side. So this is awesome.
It's a little different than the other
I
stuff.
love it. I love it. It's good to have
It
variety.
is all rock and roll music.
And what would you say this would be the genre? Because where would you?
The what? I'm sorry?
The genre of your
Wow.
music right here.
Well, a lot of people call it poppy, punky. Matthew?
Um,
Some people throw in a little garage.
if the big beat is more R&B and doo-wop, then we always describe this band as being a bit more like the Ronettes meets the Ramones, because Vicki has always had equal parts of a 60s influence in her music, and with the big beat, that's not shown as much. But with Vengeance, she gets to, kind of incorporate her love of 60s stuff, like the Shangri-Las and the Ronettes and all the Marvelettes, all the girl groups from the 60s.
Groups, yeah.
And also she gets to incorporate all of the 80s influences that she's had, like Joan Jett and Blondie and all of those
When
things.
we're on the road, they always say like Social Distortion with Josie Cotton, or I don't know.
The thing is
Thank
cool
you
is
for saying that. It's very kind.
everybody hears a different thing.
Right.
But we kind of look at it like it's all under rock and roll. It's kind of
Right.
like when, Tim's a big Beatle fan and so is Vicky. And when you hear the Beatles, you hear rockabilly, you hear R&B, you hear pop music, you hear all of that stuff in their group. And that's essentially what we like to celebrate, all of the different genres that we like. So we let a lot of different things sneak in.
But
Yeah.
when in this band, we really, when we're writing the songs, we really like beautiful melodies, catchy tunes.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Catchy melodies. That's what I love.
Yeah. So
And
what would?
stories.
Oh yeah. Speaking of, so if you guys are up on the road, what are you listening to? Are you guys all fighting
Oh my
over the
God,
radio?
we're listening to the Dickies, to the Ronettes, Marvelettes, Dickies, Ronettes, Marvelettes, the Turtles. We love the Turtles.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes we listen for Mario. What do you listen to? He loves metal.
I
Go
love
ahead.
all kinds of rock and roll, and I love heavy stuff, metal.
And of course, I listen to some doo-wop.
Of
We have to have a
course.
doo-wop block in there at some point.
And Tim?
And now,
Tim?
now that Tim joined us on our last run,
That was a fun time. We were like all over the map on the way to San Francisco. We were listening from the Last Shadow Puppets to the Beatles, to the doo-wop. Vicky was throwing some of her 80s in there. I tried to play some Smiths, but Vic wasn't having it. So,
I'm sorry.
I was wondering about that.
yeah, well, Matt and I
Yeah.
had that.
you did sneak some in, though. You did.
Matt,
you did.
Matt and Tim, they like the Smiths.
But you can kind
I'm
of
just
see
going to
like
be quiet during that moment.
there's commonalities there, right? So Matt and I kind of have the things that we share we love. Vic and I have the things that we share and
I
love.
can dig it, but I can't dig it for like 9 songs in a row.
And you know what's funny? Let me put a little aside in there. This is a good example of the way music works, because when Johnny Marr first went to Morrissey's house, when they started that group, the thing that he was most impressed by was the amount of Marvelettes records that Morrissey had.
Right.
Okay, wait a minute.
So-
Johnny Marr. He also played with Oasis, so I'm a big Oasis fan.
Yeah,
So
she
there
does
we
love
go.
Oasis.
Oh my God, love them.
We're doing some Oasis.
So there you go. It reminds me of how you put everything together. If you guys watched My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where the dad is always trying to put the Greek word into
Oh, we
everything.
talked
Oh, we
about
love
that.
that. Go ahead, do
Connection.
your kimono.
Kimono come from kimona, which mean robe.
But like this last song that we did, it's called Shauna, and we actually wrote it about doo-wop. They'd sing you stories of fast cars and troubled love, sweet words that meant so much to me.
So sometimes
Harmony,
we just squeeze it in
Renegades,
as a theme.
Every
a
memory
motif.
stayed. Street Corner Serenade. Street Corner Serenade, yes.
Yes, and I also, if you guys go on YouTube, because I checked that video out and I love it.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh, I love it. So
This
I was
next
doing
tune
my little.
is called Why, and that's kind of more of a...
Well, we wrote it with Darlene Love in mind. We love her so much, and we saw her at the Whiskey not too long ago. Incredible.
Yep.
But this song, if she ever gets to hear it, I would really love her to hear it. I'd love her to sing it.
And what is the influence onto the song? Why you wrote it?
Just more of a girl group, 60s girl group with loud guitars. We wanted to incorporate a little bit more of that.
Well, long ago,
style.
my husband, who used to be in a band with him in Los Infernos, when he left the band, he wanted to get the house and just kind of settle down. But I performed even before I met Vinny, my
Right.
husband. But I wanted to continue. He was like,
Right.
well, I'm going to slow down a little bit, I'm
Right.
going to do the regular thing. And I'm like, I'm not slowing down.
Right.
I have 3 bands. I'm not slowing down.
Yeah.
This is what I do. This is my life. But he was like, I don't think this harder rock kind of stuff is for you. Your voice, you can't do it. And me and Matt were like, oh, no, we're doing it.
Yeah,
So we
they-
did it, and we enjoy it. People are like, her voice is too nice, or too kind for this.
Well,
And this is rock and roll,
No.
baby.
Part of the fun part for me is figuring a way out to be able to do it, to incorporate the things in that she loves and the way she sounds
Because we don't want
into the
too
harder
heavy.
rock influence.
I can't get over the.
That's
you know.
the fun part in music, is when everything is a hybrid and it kind of comes together to make its own thing. So to me, the fun part is figuring out how to do
Right.
it. You know?
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
Can't stop. So let's go ahead
So
and
this song is called Why?
there we go. Rockin' Rhythm Radio.
Why, 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 why? Why, 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 why? Do you leave on the train? I can see the devil right when you got to die. Moving around in my heart. When I call you on the phone, I can tell you're not alone. That's when the teardrops start. You're going down. Always running around with every girl in town. Why, oh, why do you do it this way? Why, 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 why? Do you do it this way? Why, do you leave on the train? I can see I'm never gonna win, 'cause your love will never mend. The tears falling from my eyes, and we always fucking fight each and every night. Each time that I got wise, you're going down. Always running around with every girl in town. Why, oh, why do you do it this way? Why, why, why? Do you do it this way? Why, do you leave on the I can see the devil right when you got to die. Moving around with my heart. Call you on the phone, I can tell you're not alone. That's when the teardrops start. You're going down. Always running around with every girl in town. Why, do you do it this way? Why, do you do it this way? Why, do you leave on the train? Why, do you do it this way?
And as I'm ending my live feed here, we got a lot of people just like.
Oh, cool.
So I'm trying to get you guys all on everywhere, and so I love it. So there you go. It's a little glimpse of them on you can see online, and then tune on and watch you guys. You guys are awesome. I could just listen to you guys all day.
Speaking of live feeds and the actual live feed, if you want to see it live in person,
Of course.
you can come down to the Redwood in downtown Los Angeles this coming Friday night. It's Friday, March 30th.
30th,
Yeah,
yes,
Friday, March
correct.
30th. We're going to be performing there with Muck and the Myers,
Friends of ours from Boston.
Right.
good friends from Boston, and our other pals from Los Angeles, the Electric Children. We go on first about 9:30, so shuffle down to the Redwood and enjoy.
Yes, that was going to be my next question. And also, too, since our radio show is not going to be on Sunday because it's Easter and you want to get away for a quick little drive, nice little drive, you guys will also be playing March 31st at
Las Vegas at the Golden Tiki.
Yes.
And I just realized that this is the first time that Viva Las Vegas is not on Easter. And I've agreed with my family finally to see them at Easter. Only I have a show in Vegas the night before. So I told my sister we're going to be a little late. And she was like, what? You said you were coming. I said, we're coming. Just might have to just jump off that stage and then head back home.
But
Shout
luckily,
out to
yeah.
Professor Rex Dart, too. Rex Dart, our buddy who's
He's
putting us
gonna
on
be
out there.
DJing
He's
that-
a DJ,
yeah.
so
Oh,
shout out
very
to him.
cool.
Fantastic.
Very
Rex at
cool.
the Golden Tiki.
Are you ready for that, Tim?
I'm ready.
I'm so used to him chiming in, so it's nice to sit back and I'm like, I'll be nice.
Is Vegas
to you.
ready for you, Tim? That's the
Yes.
question.
Yes. We're gonna add a little bit more sin to the city of sin, that's for sure. So we're gonna have some fun, and our trips are always fun. Our last trip was fun. Just the conversations that we have, and our little inside jokes are just as I look at Mario.
Yeah, their inside jokes make me crazy.
And there's always a trip to a beauty supply in the mix.
Oh
there's
my God,
always
my
a thrift
favorite.
store in the mix.
My favorite beauty
There's
supply.
always
Let's
a
hear
record
it.
store in the mix.
Let's hear it because Viva's coming around the corner.
No,
we do
well,
have
this was not around the corner, but I do hair. But I'm just saying this was not around the corner. When we went to Jersey, there was a really cool, insane beauty supply. But my favorite is right across the street in Harlem, across the street from the Apollo. I think it's called Beauty World of Harlem. Oh my God. I was just helped as soon as I walked in the door. They're like, "Ooh, girl, let me help you. Oh, what are those lashes?" I was like, "Oh my God, I love it here."
They said that to you too, Tim, though, didn't they say that?
Oh,
They
see,
did.
there it is.
I think
Gotta help that beard.
they're just trying to be complimentary.
But Matt was like, "We've got like 2 minutes, 9 blocks down. The van's gonna run out of." I said, "I don't care. I'm gonna stay in here." And he's like, he's running to the van to put more money in the meter.
The meter was ticking down.
They could not rip me out of that
Ah.
store.
Is that the
though.
same show where Mario got a tattoo 5 minutes before the show?
Oh no, that was
That was
Manhattan.
another show.
Okay.
Mario got a
Show the
tattoo.
Mario, you want to talk about
And that leads into crazy
Let's-
stories. So
yeah.
let's hear it. We want to
had,
hear
like,
this.
An hour before showtime.
We had like an hour.
Yeah.
Lower East Side, right?
We played at the Mercury Lounge in Manhattan.
Yeah, that was crazy. We go in some shop and go head into the back, and there's a guy doing tattoos. I'm like, oh man, how sick would it be to get a tattoo in New York right now?
Yes, we got to go back and get that Wonder Wheel,
Yes.
and we got to get Joey Ramone peeking over the Wonder Wheel.
Yes,
that
we
would be
do.
great.
Yeah, we were in Chinatown in San Francisco, and we're kind of being touristy. I was buying nunchucks. Matt and I were kind of playing around on the street, and this lady was getting her laundry off the line up there, and I thought this would make a great IG story. So I start
Working out on
videoing
his
it,
nunchucks.
and this lady starts yelling at me in Chinese like really bad. And I look over at Matt, and I
It
flip
was
the
just
camera.
what you needed for the filming.
Right.
Yes.
And I
Okay.
look over at Matt, and Matt's going, sick ass fool. Yeah, we have our inside
Yes,
Yeah,
I
you
was
guys are
watching.
sick-ass
Yeah,
fools.
so you got to follow these guys because I do. I like to watch Tim's little IG, especially when he was touring, and I was laughing. Like, how
Yeah,
fun!
good times.
Besides being able to have a couple of hours to do my hair before each show when we're on the road,
This is what they're
all
doing.
I ask is just at least 15 minutes in a thrift store I haven't been in,
Yeah.
or please a beauty
That's true.
supply. That's all I ask.
Hear that, guys?
I think you and I are slowly turning into the Abbott and Costello of punk rock here.
Oh,
Right.
Oh, who's
okay.
on
Why don't
first?
we do another song? Or
Yeah.
do you have more questions?
No, let's go and
Let's
do
do another song. What
and
are
then
we
we'll
doing?
get into a little bit more.
What's on the list?
I just hope you guys enjoy it. We are Vicky and the Vengeance, and we are
Yes.
grateful to be here.
And where can they find?
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
Once again, where can we find your music at?
Well, our music is available through a couple different labels. Shout out to Danger House Skylab from France. They put out our most recent 7-inch. That's available online. You can find that at Get Hip Records because they distribute it here in the U.S. The label prior to that was Burger Records out of Orange County. They put out the cassette. And basically, you can tune in and find us on Instagram, Facebook, and there is links on both of those places to our CD Baby account. You can purchase the music from CD Baby, iTunes,
You can even
Amazon
go to my
Music.
Facebook and ask me.
There
I
you
have
go.
everything at my house to buy if you like.
Available on the World Wide
And
Web.
Vicky Tafoya at Facebook. If you want to also get a hold of me on my Instagram is at Lashes and Lungs. So
Yes. So there we go. There's no excuse for you guys not to get their music and to check them out. So let's go ahead and get into another song.
all right. What are we doing? Oh, okay.
I can't get you out of my mind. I can't get you out of my mind. Can't get you out of my mind. Never can do what you said. Can't get you out of my mind. Can't go on another day. When it comes September, will you still remember?
what was the name of that song?
That song is called Out of My Mind.
Yeah, that was great.
That's off our first album.
There we go. So I do have a viewer that's watching you from Fresno saying, I just adore Vicky.
Oh,
She's
hi.
watching you up in Fresno, which leads me, I was saying.
I have a lot of family in Fresno.
Yeah, a lot of NorCal. Yes, we do have a lot of NorCal viewers. Right, Tim? We sure do.
We do.
We also do, too, shout out to Lobo Jones. He's tuning in from Brighton, UK, so he just sent me a message.
Shout out to England.
There we go. Shout
Yes,
out.
speaking
shout
of
out.
England, my other band, the Redondos, who were recently premiered on PBS Doo-Wop Generations. Redondos will be playing at the Rhythm Riot this year.
I'm
very excited about that.
All right.
And I haven't announced it yet, but I will announce it now since we're on the radio. The Big Beat, Vicky Tafoya and the Big Beat will be performing at the Tiki Oasis this year. I'm very excited about that.
Yay. There we go.
Yeah. I'd like to take a moment to introduce the band real quick.
Yeah, let's hear it.
We have Mr. Tim Von Fury over here.
Hi.
You guys know Tim.
You guys know that
we know
guy.
Tim.
This is my nephew, Mario Tafoya on drums.
Hey, how you doing? We love Mario.
Yeah, we do. This is Mr. Matt Bald on lead guitar.
Yeah. We need that button. That.
And I am Vicky Tafoya. Nobody ever introduces me, but that's okay.
She needs no
That's how I got
introduction.
Lashes and Lungs. Matt
We
always
know
introduces
who
me at the
Vicky
show
is.
as Lashes and Lungs.
On lead lashes and lungs.
On lead Lashes and Lungs.
You guys know Jenna?
And I'm
Jenna.
There we go.
I love the red shoes and the red
Oh,
scarf.
thank you.
I am loving it.
And thank you very much to Jenna and Tim for having us.
Oh, always. Yes, I was telling Vicky as I walked. She was like, I love your jacket. I said, well, actually, I couldn't find my jacket, so I grabbed my son. He's in town from college, so I grabbed
It's
his
one- I
Letterman
love that.
jacket. And so I'm
Very
like, you
cool.
know what? Why not?
I have one just like that, but it has black leather sleeves.
Oh, there
I
we
love
go.
it.
See? Yes, yes. Okay, so what I did was we had a viewer. I asked a couple viewers to ask you guys a couple questions. So
Okay.
first one is, and it's just kind of a random one. You're a new addition to the crayon box. What color would you be and why?
Oh my
I
goodness.
hear this is a Vicky question.
I would say there's a little word that I always say, and it doesn't exist in the dictionary, but it's shimmerling. Whatever you might, it's something exciting and shiny and fun. Also another one is like dark love melody. Whatever you want to, what that crayon looks like. I'm not really sure the color, but it's just it's a lot of our songs is dark melodies, dark love melodies. I like that.
There
But
you
the
go.
shimmerling is the color would be, I guess.
You know that black that's currently in the block, the crayon that's currently in the box, the
Right.
black? Mario would be a blacker version of that black.
Yeah. Yes. And the next question I did have from a viewer was, if you were to advice, what advice do you have for the people who want to start and form their own band?
That's a good question. My advice to anybody who starts a band is always the same advice. It doesn't matter what kind of genre it is, doesn't matter what kind of band it is. And it could be a version of this, but essentially what I tell people is sell all of your worldly possessions, buy a van, and drive around the country for 4 years. Because we all know the advantages of social media nowadays. We all know the advantages of selling your music on the internet. But bands need to be heard, they need to be seen, and no matter what technological advances we have, there's never going to be a substitute for that.
Right.
If you want your band to catch on, if you want it to be popular, and if you just want to enjoy being in your band, like Tim was saying, having all of the commonality and the fun jokes, and just enjoying being in a band, being part of a band, that's part of it. Travel together, share your music with people, and do it as often as you possibly can. That's my advice.
I would say, in addition to that, I would say just be true to yourself. Never lie to yourself and try to be something that you're not. I love this band because me and Matt, we write all the songs. This is our stuff. I would like to write more in the Big Beat because that's my other band, the Big Beat, and I also have Redondos, and we do some originals. But don't be afraid of society. Just because something's a hit out there doesn't mean it's good.
True that.
Be true to yourself. And if you want to create something, create it, man. Just get out there and create it. Sometimes you're at home in the dark, alone creating something. Sometimes you're together having fun in the van. Sometimes you're in a room with your partner, your writing partner, and it just happens. Sometimes it doesn't.
It's all
but don't
fodder
be
for
afraid
music.
of society. Don't be afraid of anything. You want to do it, you do it. That's how I can do all three of my bands, because I love each and every one of them. I love what I do. The only thing that I haven't done is like some kind of 40s thing. You know, I would love like an orchestra behind that's something else. So it's another show.
So there we go, goals. You just heard it. So that may be something future down the line, because
Yeah, I would love it.
my hats off to you, because you have these bands, and it's like, how do you find time? Because hairdresser, loving wife.
I also
and
make
you're
the hair
just-
goodies, too, the
Yes.
hair
oh
accessories.
yeah, her hair accessories. I'll be sporting those at Viva, and it's just like
I'll send you a
everything that
picture of
do.
all the new ones.
Yes,
So
you have
you know,
to.
if anybody wants some before
Gotta-
Viva, you know,
yep.
hit me up. I'll put a picture up on Facebook and Instagram, and you guys tell me which ones you want to buy.
What's Tim and Mario's 2 cents on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask the question again.
Okay. What advice would you give if somebody were to join a band, wants to form a band? What advice would you give out there to them?
Well, this band's taught me to just work your butt off, really.
Yeah.
You know, there's like Matt's always saying, you know, there's no replacement for hard work, and
There's no replacement for rehearsal.
yeah, there's no replacement for rehearsing. There's no replacement for practicing. And, you know, you just got to put in the work, and you know, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. And
Try to enjoy it. You know, enjoy what you do.
Right.
yeah, definitely.
Come on, Tim.
Listen to the Beatles. Start there.
Hey, that's a great one.
That's
No.
an excellent piece of advice, actually.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I would say always play your hardest. Play with your heart. Play with your soul. Be ready to compromise, because a band.
Compromise, that's a big word,
A
yes.
band is compromise. You know, it's not one person. It's the whole band. So it's good, and that's what I love about this band, because
Sometimes it's wonderful. Sometimes it's ugly.
Oh yeah, it's
But
like a
I don't
family.
care. I will keep doing
It's a
till
family.
the day I
Yeah,
die.
because you're not painting a pretty picture, because it is hard work, dedication,
It's very
and
hard.
you're putting multiple personalities together, and
Right.
it's mixing.
That's just
and
me. She's just
meshing
talking about
and-
me. I have multiple personalities. And then there's also you guys. who
I
are-
wasn't gonna
I'm
go
kidding.
there, but
No,
no, just
but
kidding.
let's play another one. Eh?
Yeah. What do we
Yeah.
got? Oh, okay. Oh, shit. Sorry.
And what's the name? Yeah. So
The name of this next song is called "You Used to Be My Baby," and
what's the song about?
yeah,
I was
somebody
gonna
who
just say, is it
who
self?
used to be my
self-explanatory-
baby? Some of these songs are you know are real, and some of them are just made up. You know, a lot of people did that when they used to write a lot of songs. Like we heard like people who wrote a lot like during the Brill Building times, or people just wrote songs. You know. Some of that we like stories. I love stories, but this song is called "You Used to Be My Baby," and I guess a little bit we take a Ronnie Spector in mind. I've met her a few times, and she's wonderful. I just want to give a shout out to Ronnie Spector. I know she's playing at the Rose in LA, and she's also playing at the Coach House in August, and I will be there.
Yes.
Just wait for me. I'll be there, girl.
Yeah, I'll be there in the
Her and her
August.
husband Jonathan have always been wonderful to the Vengeance. I just want to say we love you.
Alrighty.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Baby,
I think that's like my favorite song now.
Oh,
I'm just loving
thank
the
you.
words. And you made a good point. I think Matt was talking about, okay, music online. We're watching music on YouTube and whatever, and we like it. And we're like, oh, we're loving it. But it is so different when you're actually seeing you guys perform live. And I think it's going to the shows and watching, and you're just like even falling more in love. And it's such a big thing. And like Tim and I have always talked about this, that we're so blessed in a sense to have this show, because we get to have like our own personal concert, and but we're hearing everything, and we're knowing you guys
It's
in
an
a little
excellent
bit
platform.
of a sense.
Excellent
Yeah.
platform.
And so I really encourage you guys to get out there and attend these shows, and it's worth it. Pay the money and support, because it's you guys put in a lot of hard work.
And
you
I
know?
think that something important to address too is people's connectivity to music. I think nowadays we're driving down the freeway at 80 miles an hour. A song comes on the radio. We go, oh, what is that? We pull it up on iTunes. We download it for 99 cents, and then we throw the phone back in the passenger side, and we keep driving. And then we get to that song maybe a month later or whatever. You know, the connectivity that those kids had to music in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and even in the 80s is you heard a song, you went down to the record store, you purchased it, and when you held the record in your hand, or the tape, or even the CD, it was like holding the song in your hand. It's not a file that's
Right.
just a throwaway thing like every other file on your computer. People don't understand it's art.
Right.
It's art, and just like a guy labors over a painting for 6 months, or people dance and they want to be a dancer, that's art. A lot of physicality and training and time and effort and money and blood, sweat, and tears went into that thing. So really, when you go out and you purchase a song from somebody, you're just reimbursing them, because they've already spent all their time and effort and their own personal money to bring that to you. So I always say that to everybody. If you like a group, buy their tune,
Yeah.
download their tune if that's the way you prefer to get it, but make it up to them by also showing up.
Yeah.
Right.
And paying $10 to come in the door, or $5 to come in the door, because this stuff is really a labor of love. Like Vicki was saying, nobody's rich and famous yet, but that's how we get in touch with people.
Well, yeah,
know?
exactly. Because, like I said, you're going to whatever mood that you're feeling. You could have the crummiest day, but you go to a show, then you watch, and you're having a drink, whether alcoholic or not. But you're watching and you're feeling it, and you're just like, damn, or like
Right.
that song might touch somebody, and you
Sure.
don't even know what they're feeling. At the end of the day, they forgot about whatever
Sure,
issue
sure.
is,
Um,
and that's how I love music. How it just
One thing I want to add about, there's some people who can't make the show, and a lot of our friends are in other bands, so they can't come to the show.
Right.
Usually, more than not, they're in other bands and they can't make the show,
Right.
and we can't make their show. So, but you know what? Just again, I want to say, I just want to reemphasize if you're gonna do it, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't wait for somebody cool. Hey, that's cool. Do it, man. Enjoy your life. You've only got one.
And support
Right.
your local community too. We're all Inland Empire
Support
folks,
your local
Yeah.
musicians.
but Vicki is from Orange County, and we always tell people we're from Southern California, because
Right.
we're all from
Yeah, I live in
sprinkled throughout
Colton,
there.
and nobody really knows Colton when I'm out in the States. So I just say Riverside. We
Right.
say LA or Southern California.
yes.
So that's
That's
close
true.
enough.
Even tuning into this show and calling in or watching live, that's still supporting music,
Yes.
and that's still
Yeah.
supporting a musical community.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, if you want to call in, you can call in at 909-792-5222. You can call in and talk to us and say hello to Vicki and Ye Vengeance. And
Go ahead, caller.
Go ahead, call. You're live.
Yeah, give us a call, definitely.
And you know what, Alex? I want to take a minute to give props to Tim and Jenna for doing this. They give of their
Because
time.
you guys keep it alive as well.
They give
you
of
know?
their time
Right.
every Sunday.
And this gentleman here back here, thank
Yeah,
you.
And
Joe,
we
our
appreciate
sound
you
guy.
guys very, very
I
much.
don't know about it.
Thank you.
Joe, thank you.
Like I said, this is something we love to. So I love to interact, or I'll call Tim. Poor Tim. He works like 3 in the morning, or he's up at
We
2.
know he works pretty good.
Yeah, and so I go to bed. I have a bad sleep. I have insomnia, and so I'm just always thinking. And I'll
Sure.
hey, guess who we booked at like 1:30 in the morning? And Tim's like, who, Jenna? But he always gives me that time, and I appreciate it. But it's like a team effort, because
Sure.
we're excited to we don't do this for us, and we do this for all you guys, because You know, I don't have that. I can play 2 songs on the piano. That's
She
about
can,
it. But
actually. I witnessed them.
Oh, you play the piano. That's
I witnessed
awesome.
them.
Chop
songs.
and sticks.
Chopsticks and
some other little, yeah, some
Heart and
other
soul.
little thing. But other than that, I'm impressed with him. He plays different instruments, and so when I go to his house, I'm like, play me this or play
We
me
were
that.
actually there for the first
You know,
time. the other
that
day,
was
and
really
he
fun.
Did play a few
Yeah.
instruments.
That was really fun because
The only
they're
instrument I could play is my mouth.
and she
I
plays
just
it
open
well.
my mouth and it comes out.
Yeah, no, let me tell you, because at a one show that we had when the Delta Bombers on, Vicky, you guys were there, and there's people just, Vicky's coming walking through, they're like, Vicky!
Hey, is that the band we're going to also
She's
see
life of the
next
party.
week?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
shout
don't
out
know
to the
about
Delta
that.
Bombers. They're out in Vegas, and hopefully those
Yes.
guys roll out next
My
week.
hair is life of the party. I don't know if I'm life of the party. We do have a new song.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
world
you
premiere.
do? Oh,
World
there we
premiere.
go. I
Wow,
want to
we
hear
haven't- We
this.
haven't played it anywhere.
Brand
Okay,
new
we're gonna-
song.
Let's
Well,
do this.
I do want to share this
What's it
song a
called,
little
Vic?
bit. If that's
Let's hear.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's hear.
My nephew here on the drums, Mario, he lost his mama last January, was it, or December? Last
Oh,
January.
sorry.
And we love her. Claudia, I know you're in heaven looking down after this boy. She really meant a lot to me, too, because she was a wonderful mama to him. And we wrote this song. Well, I just love you. I love you wherever you're at. And you know she loves you, baby. And this is for you, Claudia. And it's called I Want to Cry.
Oh
It's
no.
called I Want to Cry. I hope I don't cry. We love you, Claudia.
All alone and hanging on, wishing you were by my side. Takes a lot every day to see it through. I sit and wonder why. Did you make it through? Could you tell me I'm about to lose
we can't say.
That's the
cuss
thing
words,
about
but-
these songs. We sweat just playing our instruments and like.
Put this jacket on. Mine weighs the most.
I tell you.
With all
And
this
earlier
sweat.
they were talking about jackets, and I'm like, I'm cool. It's cold outside over
Oh,
here. if
honey,
you're
it was
watching.
117 one time in Texas.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't. Or Arizona. I did not take this jacket off. It's okay.
And so, see, Tim, you're comfortable.
So I want to ask a question.
Yes.
I want to be a guest question asker.
Okay.
I
Do
want
it.
Mario.
Is that
and,
okay?
I want Mario and Tim to talk about their experience in the group thus far. Tim
Yes,
is now
let's
to the
hear.
point where he's playing on songs with us and
No
everything.
pressure.
Come on, Tim. Don't be shy.
Nope.
Oh, hey,
no
how you
pressure.
doing? No pressure. It's funny. The funniest story about me and the Vengeance and I, is the fact that Matt and Vicky approached me when the Big Beat played this show, and they asked me, "Hey, do you play bass?" And I said, "Well, I'm really a guitar player, but I guess I can learn." So Matt and I just worked religiously at my house, at his house. We were practicing all the time. Then we finally got to the point
he will
where
drill you.
it was
Yeah.
drill sergeant. You know, the thing I like about Matt is he's very constructive. He he makes suggestions, but he also makes sure that you're on it. You know, and he will hold you accountable. When we finally got to the point where we were able to kind of show it, we brought Vicky in and Mario, and we played in the garage, and we've been playing ever since. So it's been fun. You know, we played a few shows. I've only played 2 shows with you guys, right?
That's
That's right. And this is the 3rd.
2 more this weekend.
Yeah, 2 more this
There
weekend.
we
But
go.
it's been fun. I've learned all the songs that we've had to learn, and you know, it's been amazing. I really love these people, so it's fun to be around. And when you love what you
We
do,
like you too, Tim.
oh, thanks.
We're very
shucks.
happy for your appearance in the ranks, Tim.
Yes.
You
We
know,
appreciate you, my
Yes,
brother.
because
you. Hey.
even you are dedicated. Because I'm like, Tim, let's go eat. You're like, I'm practicing. Wait
Yeah.
till I'm
And
practicing.
if you have a little bubble, Matt will tell you too.
Oh yeah,
That's,
it's,
yeah.
it's,
But
it's
that's
a
the
family.
best. That's-
It's a family.
Yeah.
Especially me. When I'm off key, he's like, hey, hey, hey.
Yeah. Well, I joined in 2014. Yeah. Matt had called me up. He's like, "Hey, you play bass?" I was like, "I probably can." He's like, "You want to play bass? Go to New York, man?" I was like, "Oh man, I'd love to. What the heck?"
This kid's on fire.
"What?"
And he's an animal.
You know, I played in a band in high school, but it was never anything really too much out of the garage. So like, joining them on the road, just seeing like the straight up like next level of like what touring is. It taught me everything. You know, I'm just like really grateful, and I've
Well,
just
we're grateful to have
Yeah,
you.
we are.
That's another thing that, like I said, I want to address is Mario's one of those kids that, I don't know if you caught what he said, but the first tour that he did with us was on bass. He came out and he played bass.
Yeah.
And now he's playing drums, and he's always been one of those kids. You can hand this kid a tuba, and he'll play it. So he's super musical.
He is.
The musical thread runs through the Tafoya blood. Tim's telling me, give me the high sound. We got time for one more tune, and it's his favorite tune. So we're going to get to that, and want to say thank you guys again for listening. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank
Tim
you
and Jenna,
guys.
thank you.
Yes.
So we're not going to be on the air next Sunday,
Right, because it will be Easter for those that are
and
celebrating.
April Fools. So
And
what
April
it's no
Fools.
joke. We are not going to be on the air.
Yeah.
We'll be racing home,
Right, from Vegas.
Yes.
so my sister won't pull my hair too bad
So
for Easter. We will be.
Can-
We'll be live in the
Yes.
van. Coming
That's
home.
right.
So go to Vegas. Go to the Redwood Bar in LA. Go to Golden
Next
Tiki
Friday.
if you're yes, next Friday the 30th, 31st Golden Tiki in Vegas. Easter, so you guys enjoy your time with your family, and then we will return on the 8th with Rhythm Torpedoes, Wild Records band from Germany. They're flying in on the
All right.
6th, and then they'll be hitting our studio before heading up to Vegas.
Good
so
stuff.
I want to thank you guys again
Thank you,
for
Gina.
everything. And all our sponsors, really quick, just go on our website, www.rockinrhythmradio.com. You'll see our list of our sponsors. Click on, and you can get in
I do
contact
want
with
to
any of
mention
them.
one little thing real quick.
Yeah.
You can get Vicky and the Vengeance, the Redondos, and the Big Beat merch from me. So if you go to
Yes.
Vicky Tafoya or Lashes and Lungs on Instagram, you can
Oh,
get all three of my bands.
There we go.
What are we doing? All right.
Let's hear it.
Turn and walk away.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Your NBC Sports Radio update starts now.
A masterful